Well, good morning. You are tuned to the Perspectives program on 100.5 and 89.5 Way FM. I'm Tim Norton, your host this morning. Talking this morning with us is Melissa Benson, who's the president of Stretch It Out Enterprise in Fort Myers. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in and joining us today and to talk a little bit about what Stretch It Out is. First, I thought it was probably important that people find out exactly what is Stretch It Out and what do you guys do there?
Okay, well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Stretch It Out Enterprise came from a vision of helping people in the community. Everyone always has excuses on ways to not give back to the community, such as they don't have time, they don't have the energy or the money to do things that they want to do. So we came up with the name of Stretch It Out Enterprise. So everyone has the ability to stretch themselves further, stretch their wallets, stretch their time, stretch their energy. So we just feel that everyone can give 100%. We can all give back a little bit more.
As you started naming off all the excuses, I got to tell you, I've used them all.
Yeah.
And it is so true, though, because we all, we want to be able to give back and we want to be able to do things. But when it comes time for us to be able to do them, or like we say here at Way FM, live it out, we have to make excuses for why we can't do something and when we should be able to find the joy in helping others in whatever we do.
Right.
So,
yes.
Well, that's a great way to get that all put together. Now, what are some of the kinds of things that Stretch It Out does?
Well, Stretch It Out Enterprise is a nonprofit organization of individuals, regardless of race, age, or gender. We aim for the celebration of hope, life, and prosperity. We're geared towards eradicating homelessness, hunger, substance abuse, domestic abuse. We strive to educate the public of foreign relations to health wellness. We create empowerment within every community through our non-denominational organization with a faith-based principle. Stretch It Out Enterprise, we participate in leadership conferences, promoting higher education, and most definitely reaching out to those in need of medical assistance or those who may be going through hardship. We can provide transportation, housing, medical, food, and support. So we just want to know who wants to be a part of the movement.
So right now you guys are kind of looking at ways to plug people in. So in other words, when a person calls you up and says, hey, I want to get involved with Stretch It Out Enterprise, take us through that process of what it is that you guys are looking for and how somebody can get plugged in that way. I know you mentioned a couple things if somebody needs a ride or somebody needs food or something like that. Say I'm the guy that wants to come to you and stretch myself out a little bit and actually, instead of making excuses, come to you and say, hey, I want to help out somehow.
Right.
How can I do that? What would you tell me that I need to do as being somebody who really doesn't know a lot about Stretch It Out, but how can you plug me in?
We've got a committee of members who we just meet periodically, and our goal is to hold events, big, small, it doesn't matter. We're just going to hold events quarterly, monthly. We're going to do clothes drives. We're going to do food drives. We're going to do anything and everything to help the community. So there's always going to be an opportunity for someone to plug into our vision in our movement in the community and expand it nationwide. So we just want to be able to stretch our inner circle to impact globally.
So if I called you up and I said, okay, use me, basically I'm assuming that my name, my number, my email, and all that kind of stuff, all my information would get put into your data bank, so to speak.
Right.
And all of a sudden, hey, we're going to be collecting food. You would contact me and say, hey, Tim, we've got a great opportunity for you to serve. We need somebody to go pick up food at such and such places.
Yes, absolutely. You could be the man in charge of that, most definitely. We would be there to support if you want to be the person organizing it, and we would be there to support you and give you the ability to get the word out there and have the storage spot to collect these items. So we're going to give you the tools to do what you want to do.
I guess what I'm hearing is, in a way, is you guys find the needs.
Absolutely.
And maybe I find a need and come to you and say, hey, you know what? I've got this great idea. I'm seeing a need over here. Would you guys be able to help
Absolutely.
out?
We are open to any and every suggestion, possibility. We will not turn people away. We will not turn opportunities away. We have enough people in our small circle that will be able to reach out to all of those.
So when you guys decided to get Stretch It Out put together, what was the catalyst? What was it that made you guys say, you know what? we're seeing this going on. We're seeing this going. I mean, at what point in time do you guys decide that, hey, you know what? We need to do something. What got that all started, do you think?
Just for so long saying we should. And I think that a lot of people out there can sympathize with that need or that want to help people, but they don't think they have the ability to do that. That one person or that family that wants to give back, well, what are we going to do? We're not going to be able to help that many people. But if you just help one person, you've done a big movement. And if you can get people on your side, we're seeing that we can touch so many lives that it doesn't matter how big or small the organization. If we can touch one person, then we've done our job. Mm-hmm. And that's what we want to get people on our side to see the need. Fort Myers is struggling. Fort Myers is hurting. There's people going without food, clothes, shelter, and we want to be able to help those people. And we want to find the ways to help them.
And is there any other organizations that you guys work with or just on your own right now?
Well, we're on our own. We're looking for anyone and everyone who wants to be able to support the organization. We've been approved for about 2 months now, and we're organizing our kickoff event here in a couple weeks, and we're getting started. We're, getting the word out there to a lot of people. You
talked a little bit about, not just in our own community, but taking this not just in the community, mm-hmm. but out to the state and out to the nation.
Yeah.
How can that happen?
Well, I think so many people limit themselves and their abilities. Why limit it to one city? You reach out to Lee County. You reach out to all of Florida. Why limit yourself? I think if you put a cap, then that's as high as you're going to go. So when I look at a number and I say, I want to raise this amount of money, I'm not going to put a cap on it. I'm going to say I want to raise $5,000 or more. I never want to put a limit on what I can do. And that's kind of the vision behind the organization. We want to reach anyone and everyone.
Well, and I think, too, as you kind of look at, like you said, Fort Myers is hurting. And I think as you look at the news and things like that, you can see that the whole country is
yes.
hurting in one way, shape, or form. There's so many people, statistically coming up with food. So many people are going to the food banks, the food shelves these
right.
days, people that never used to go. There's a lot of pain going on out there with different diseases and things
right.
like that. And cancer is one of them, which is something that we're going to be talking about as far as this fundraiser that you guys have coming up here.
Yeah.
There's just so many ways that people can get involved. And like you said, people aren't getting involved. How and where are you going to find that help?
Yeah. Like I said, this is a movement. It's a way of thinking. We want to change people's lives forever. So just from the amount of networking that I've done and joining different groups in the community, people are really just coming forth and saying, you know what, I want to be a part of this. I want to be involved. How can I help you? And just so many giving people that really are out there. And I think this gives them the opportunity to give back. I mean, when you ask someone what their vision is and what their legacy is, everyone wants to give back, but no one wants to come up and say, you know what, I'm going to make a move. I'm going to do it. And I think that this gives people the opportunity to see someone that they know come up with something that's so big and they can be a part of that. So I think just by doing that, I have gotten so many people that are on board and are ready to make this movement with us.
It's taking people that, just like you said, people want to give back, but I think sometimes people are hesitant to give back because they're afraid of making that commitment. Because once they make that commitment, they're quote unquote stuck.
Yeah.
And
there's no turning back.
Exactly. But I think that's something that all of us need to check ourselves on, mm-hmm. because if we're going to be the hands and feet of Jesus, then we need to make those commitments, and we need to, okay, God, where do you want me to go next? What do you want me to do next? And it may be with Stretch It Out, it may not be, it may be in some other way, shape, or form. But the bottom line is to commit to serving others.
I struggled with this actually before we made this official. I struggled with finding my purpose, because I think everyone needs to know what they're here for. And I researched and I did leadership groups and I've networked, and it dawned on me that this is it. This is it. Provide a way where other people can join us in helping other people. And when you ask people what their purposes are, most of the time they're going to say that they want to give more of themselves to the community.
Okay, so we've been talking, Melissa, now about, by the way, we are talking with Melissa Benson, who is the president of Stretch It Out Enterprise in Fort Myers, an organization that's helping to kind of connect people in serving in so many different ways, not just one specific thing, but in many different ways. So we're talking with her today on the Perspectives program. Now, we talk a little bit about connecting and the different things that people can do. Okay, now it's the time for me to step forward and say, okay, I've prayed about it, I've made the decision, I want to help out with Stretch It Out. What does a person need to do?
Basically, just reach out to us. I've got our email addresses out there. It's stretchitoutenterprise@gmail.com. Pretty simple to remember. My phone number, I will give you that. It's 239-634-9476. Give me a call. I would love to talk with you, see what your vision is. And if it's not something that we're already working on, we're open to developing that idea into an event, an organization, a fundraiser, whatever that may be.
No, that's just a perfect segue into what we want to talk about next is your first big official fundraiser. It's the Stretch It Out Enterprise presenting the Fight Against Cancer celebration in honor of Annie Ruth Campbell. Now, who's Annie Ruth Campbell?
Annie Ruth Campbell is a close family friend of mine, and she was a very influential person who unfortunately did not survive cancer. She passed away about 2 years ago. A very big advocate in the Dunbar area. She was a very inspirational woman of the church, and we just want to educate people on what they need to do to not be a statistic.
Let's talk a little bit about the fundraiser. When is it? Where is it? What can we expect?
Absolutely.
Give us all the details.
Yes, we're very excited. It's going to be on Saturday, May 23rd, and it'll be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and the location is at the Burroughs home downtown. It's one of those beautiful historic homes right there on the river. The address is 2505 First Street, and again, that's in Fort Myers, and it's just going to be a fantastic day. We're going to be doing pampering for people who have gone through cancer, that are currently going through cancer, and anyone's been affiliated with cancer. We want to be there to celebrate with you. We're going to have motivational speakers that are going to share their journey through cancer. We've got a beautiful presentation by a nutritionist on health and wellness. We're going to have an inspirational song in recognition of those survivors that are going to be with us at the event. And then a few minutes, we're going to talk about the memories of Annie Ruth Campbell, and we're going to give the family members a chance to talk about her legacy and how, what she went through, how that's going to help other people. People can come and get hand and foot massages, neck and shoulder massages. We're going to have stations with makeup so you can play with lipsticks and blushes, and we're going to have manicures and pedicures and just any and everything that someone can come and just feel like, you know what, we want to honor you, we want to pamper you, and it's going to be a great cause. Some of the other things is we're going to have a juice bar. For those of you that know or don't know, when you juice raw vegetables and fruits, that's just boosting your immune system, so you get to try that. We're going to have healthy, light snacks. We're going to keep it light. We're going to have raffles all day. Some of the prizes are going to be hair salon visit, free massage, free manicure, free pedicures, hotel stays. Sky's the limit. You're going to be surprised with how much stuff we're going to have. Tons of local vendors that they're going to be offering specials and discounts and just sharing their product and how maybe that could help you. And then to finish it off, every guest is going to go home with a goodie bag, and it's going to be filled with even more giveaways and coupons. So definitely come down and check it out. It's going to be the Fight Against Cancer celebration, and we would love to get the opportunity to meet you and see you there.
Okay, again, that is Saturday, May 23rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Burroughs Historic Home. That's at 2505 First Street, Fort Myers. And if people want to get tickets for the event, how do they go about doing that?
Call my number. It's 239-634-9476. You can email us at stretchitoutenterprise@gmail.com. And also Facebook. Everyone knows social media is the way to go. And I have gotten a huge response from Facebook. So look us up on Facebook. It's just type in Stretch It Out Enterprise. You're going to see us on there.
Melissa, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today.
Yes,
and,
thank you.
Again, 239-634-9476 or
stretchitoutenterprise@gmail.com.
This is Tim Norton for the Perspectives program on 100.5, 89.5 Way FM.